Hello everyone, so welcome to this new video, and in this video we will be talking about key management service of GCP. And this service is generally you know linked to securing your resources, and primarily it is about data. And data can be of any type, maybe in a stationary way, like it's stored somewhere, maybe in transit, or any other resource of a kind in GCP. So generally, by the definition, Google Cloud KMS is a secure and centralized way to manage cryptographic keys. And cryptographic keys are encrypted keys that are prepared by can be prepared by you, can be prepared by some third party, or can be default created by Google. So it's a way to manage in cryptographic keys, and that keys are then used to encrypt the data in GCP. So that's a simple definition of what this KMS do. So generally, this encryption keys and cryptographic keys, used to create some data, some resources, to secure resources. And it's important, like whatever key you have created must be rotated, or I would say changed in some intervals, so that no one can, achieve that level of uh, accuracy. I mean, someone has maybe achieved some level of accuracy to decrypt your keys, but till then your key has been changed. So that gives you extra security. So that's a best practice, I would say, while using a KMS. So we can apply this KMS to protect our data, and data can be in cloud storage, can be a BigQuery, or any compute engine, any virtual machine. So it's about giving protection, giving security to your resources. So generally, when we talk about the types of keys, or the how you can classify the keys. So generally there are two types of keys, and the third one is kind of additional, I would say. So first one is asymmetric, and the second one is symmetric. So what is asymmetric keys? So let's say you have created a cryptographic key, and that the behavior of cryptographic key is like, suppose you have encrypted a data. So while encrypting a data, you have used a particular key, let's say key A, okay, a cryptographic key A. So now your data has been encrypted using cryptographic key A, but for decryption of that data, while you are reading it, you cannot use the same key. You require a different key. So that key will be different than your key which was used to encrypt that data. So this type of keys, like two different types of keys for encryption and decryption, or signing on verifying uh, data, is known as asymmetric keys. But opposite to it, when we talk about symmetric keys, so symmetric keys are generally used to encrypt or decrypt the data, but the key will be same. So whatever the key you have used to encrypt the data, the same key will be used to decrypt the data. So this is uh, a way to encrypt and decrypt the data. But when we talk about safety thing, obviously the asymmetric is more secure. Okay. Now there is a third type of, when where what we talk as external keys. So those keys are not hosted on the Google, or they are some third party keys, and the behavior of keys are kind of can be different. And that's how they could use any other type of combinations to secure the data. Generally, providing this thing to third party is not recommended. So this symmetric and symmetric keys are the main types of cryptographic keys. Now let's talk about the types of encryption that we can do, or types of encryption we can implement in GCP. The first one is the default encryption, the other one is customer managed encryption keys, and the third one is customer supplied encryption keys. So all these are doing encryption and decryption, but it's about how you are handling your encryption keys, like how that encryption keys are created. Okay, so first of all, we talk about a default encryption. So by default, GC provide some level of encryption and decryption to whatever data you store, and those are default one. You don't have to set this up. It will be provided by GCP. So that is not recommended again. Now the second one is customer managed encryption key. So it Google GCP provides ability to you can create, design, and monitor your keys, and that is something give you a level of control on what type of encryption keys you are creating, and that helps you to, you know when it's required, you can improve the security and do your stuff to make your data more secure. So that is something managed by you. I mean, not managed by you, but managed by, Google, but configured by you, I would say. Now, the third one is the customer supplied. So when we talk about customer supplied, it is like you have created your keys with some tool at your end outside GCP, and now you have provided that key to GCP and asked GCP, okay, now you have to, encrypt my data, my services using this key whatever I have provided. So the encryption and decryption will happen with the key that has been provided by you to GCP. So this is called as customer supplied encryption keys. Now after this type of encryption keys we discussed, we need to discuss the encryption can be done in many ways, and these keys that we have created will be applied on a data that can be in rest. Maybe that data can be in transit, and transit means we are transferring some data from one service to another. So that's a way where our data can be exposed to anyone. So that's encryption is also required where when you are transferring your data, and also when you are using it. Let's say some application and some web app or anything is using your or data, maybe database is being accessed by any application, then that accessing of data should be encrypted. It must be controlled by any encryption key, so it could provide a level of security. The data must be encrypted if it is stored in a memory. That is also important thing. So these are some ways and requirements where the encryption can be used. Now let's talk about the best practice and compliances. So always I mentioned earlier as well, like customer managed encryption keys are mandatory as per the regulatory compliances. We should be using this one. Now we have to regularly rotate our keys, like we have to change our keys regularly on regular basis. That provide a one more level of security. And then we must require to control IAM access to these keys, so it cannot be can be manipulated or used by any of the person that is having access to your GCP account. Now the main point is like monitoring and logging. Again, although it's a key management service, but we have to log and we have to monitor like how your keys have been accessed, how it's been created, how it's been used. So we must have this logging and monitoring to analyze the performance, analyze the security, and this will give you the feedback to improve your security. So this logging and monitoring is also important. We must enable this. And the last one is tie into organization policies. It's important, to create some organization policies in GCP that abide anyone, that restrict, or it's just like you have to do this. It will makes mandatory to apply this encryption keys to the any of the person who is creating I mean, in whatever tasks anyone is doing in GCP has to abide to this encryption keys rules. So that's one more best practice that can be used while creating KMS. So I hope you understand like what KMS is and how it's been widely used to protect your data. So thank you so much for watching this video, and please like and subscribe this video. Thank you so much.